Hey there guys, hopefully you can hear me. We're live. Hey there Duck. Keys LP, thank you mate, appreciate that. Diana, good to see you in a stream, hope you're doing well. Brian the Primate Astro, gonna catch a live stream. You are indeed mate, yeah. Got everything rigged up, ready to go, it should be a fun one. Hey again from Greece, mate. Good to see you. Andreas. Nice to have you. Fantastic. Good to hear the sound's working properly. KPMV, hi from Sweden. Hello there, mate. Really glad to have you. Sean as well. Everybody's piling in. This is good. Astro George. Good to have you in a stream, buddy. Got some clear skies up here in Scotland. Ooh. Fantastic, yeah, it is indeed. Clear down here, mate. Hoping to make the most of it tonight. SMA Sky, hey there, guy. How you doing, mate? From Florida, I see. Hope you're going to be having a good session soon. Mick, great to see you as well. So, plan, by the way, tonight, guys. I put out a little poll last night during the previous live stream and asked if you'd like to see me use the RASA next or continue on with the Edge HD, and pretty unanimously almost you guys voted you wanted to see the RASA, so I've worked on that today. It's taken a few hours actually, amazingly, to swap the scope over, but it's ready, and we can hopefully get on with some stuff tonight. Now, right before I went live, I was messing around getting the final tiny little bit of tilt sorted on my full frame camera, which we're using on the RASA tonight, so it should be pretty good for us during this session. See you using your new beast. This is the RASA 11. This one, Brian. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Gil, good to see you again, mate. Danny, good to see you again as well. Crikey, fantastic. Mark, oh mate, what an absolute packed stream. I can't wait to get started with you guys tonight. So I think let's take a little vote if you want. I'll just put one up in the YouTube stream here and we can go for a quick poll. We've got a dual narrowband filter in the RASA tonight, so which target first? And I'd say we'll just kick things off with Cygnus Wall and Pelican, or Elephant's Trunk. Start that poll and then we'll actually switch to some more targets later on in the night if you guys fancy. Should be some fun. That's good, Chloe. Your image is looking good. Good. Chloe's just imaging with me again tonight. She's got her telescope pointed at the elephant trunk actually during this session. Just ended your solar stream about an hour ago. SMA Sky, nice one, mate. Sean's got some bad weather in Cardiff. Oh, no good. Dumpy Dalek, good to see you, Titch. Hope you're doing well, mate. Oh, how you doing? Astrophotography the right way. Are you up at the observatory tonight, mate, or are you at home? Jeremy's going for M101. Nice. Hi from Darlington. Clear night, but the ASI Air Plus has crashed. Oh no. Hope you can be able to recover that, Simon. It looks pretty split at the minute between those two. Maybe we'll have to do both, one after the other. Crikey, yeah, that is pretty close. Alright, so I think we're going to use Nina to get ourselves lined up, and then we'll probably switch to Sharp Cap and see if we can't do a little bit of live stacking. So let's just see which is in the lead. Currently the Elephant's Trunk at 52%. So IC1396 first by the looks of it. Get that typed in. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on the screen. I'm going to drop down that field of view rather a bit. And I think we can probably close this poll now. That's good enough. Thank you for your participation in that one, guys. Just wait for this thing to load up. We're just entering the darkest phase of our night now. It never really gets truly dark, of course, this time of year, but it's good enough. We're going to make the most of it, you know what I mean? So there's the view of the elephant's trunk. It is pretty big at 620 millimeters of focal length with a full frame camera. So let's go for it. Let's get slewed and centered. We'll run an autofocus, and then I'll probably switch to sharp gap so we can kick off with some live stacking. My throat's really dry. I'd best get myself some pop. Yeah, oh yeah, some water if you would, please. That'd be really good. Thank you. Oops. Until then, I'm on the hard stuff. Orange. Right, let's see. Try and catch up with chat a little bit while this thing plate solves. You're at home tonight, imaging the sunflower. Ooh, the Sharp Star SCA 260. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Pirate Mike, hello there, mate. Good to see you. Tom Bock, hello from Seattle. Tom Starr from Chicago. Fantastic. Thanks very much indeed for joining in on the stream, guys. It's really nice to have you here. Let's see. This is almost aligned, I would say. Looks like we're good. Next step is just to run an autofocus. As I say, it should be close, but we want it as you know, as good as we possibly can have it. So let's kick that off and see what we get. I was just messing around with my autofocus parameters before I went live. It's a little bit different focusing the Rasa to the Edge HD. I think they have slightly different focus and gearing, even though I'm using the exact same focus motor. Let's see. Ooh, KPMV just ordered the Hyperstar for your Edge HD 925. That's really nice. I think you're going to love that, mate. The newer Hyperstars seem to be absolutely tremendous. We'll let this run through. Dumpy Dalek. Ah, you're still at Nicky's. Got you, mate. Oh, hospital appointment tomorrow. Well, good luck at your appointment, mate. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Whole of the UK is clear except for Suffolk. Oh no. Sorry to hear it, Jay. Zero dark for you tonight as well, Mick. Yeah, on your NGC 6820. Is that the Crescent Nebula, or am I mistaken? Got some HA a couple of weeks back. Very nice. Ben, thanks for this. Cloudy and rainy here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it, buddy. I've been pretty blessed, actually, I think, with a couple of clear nights here. Could definitely make the most of it. Astro Shed, good to see you again, mate. Slewed and centered sounds like a good night of drinking. It does, mate. Maybe I'll have to start calling it that. Ooh, Sean OD. Got an ASCAR 120 Apo delivered yesterday. Well, I hope you enjoy it, mate. We've got ours currently in the observatory on the second pier, imaging the elephant's trunk. Seeper, thanks, mate. Keep going. Will do. Thank you very much indeed for your support, mate. No imaging for you. Still recovering from a bad mountain bike accident, says Astro Shed. Jeez, dude, that's rough going. Hope you recover quickly. I think the autofocus is finished. The curve looks a little bit weird, though, does it not? I think that's strange, or is it continuing on? Hard to tell what it's doing at the moment. Results of your biopsy. Oh, crikey, I see, mate. Well, as I say, the absolute best of luck with that. Mark Zeboyd, second night out tonight with your new WD-20 mount. Very nice. Are you enjoying using that thing? Jeremy's got very clear skies in West Yorkshire. Well, we do too, mate. Yeah, it seems to be a good night. Daniel Loads, good to see you. Should rotate the image loop, get the garnet starting shot. I wish I could do that more easily, Mick. Yeah, that'd be a good call, mate. It's just with the raster, you kind of have to unbolt everything with one great big baffle nut, and then tighten it back down pretty much by eye, really. I usually get it close by eye and then just make final tweaks using Nina, as it can report your actual rotation every time you plate solve. Ben McLaren, you brought the bad skies on yourself. You bought an EQ8R Pro. Well, it's a small price to pay, I guess. Congratulations on the nice mount, mate. And hopefully clear skies will come again soon. Still no Astro here in Bavaria for you, Danny. Oh no, heavy rain and flooding. Crikey. Grabbed all your gear from the basement to the first floor. That's wise, yeah. I hope the flooding's not too bad, mate. That's a little bit worrying to hear. Seems like our autofocus is indeed done, so I'm not going to worry too much about that now. I'll disconnect the camera from inside Nina. And I think there is one more thing I do need to do. And that is recalibrate my guider, because I've had to switch over my guiding system and everything for tonight, of course. So I'm going to just allow this to run through its calibration on PhD, and then we'll have full auto guiding and dithering while we make a capture in sharp gap. Taking a bit of getting used to with the on-step drivers, but it's a solid mount. Very nice, mate. Yeah, I've seen pictures of them and they do look like real nice bits of kit. You did get a rotator for your Rasa. Ooh. Very nice. What adapters are you using with your full frame camera? So I'm using the Bada UFC system, and then I 3D printed some new kind of adapters inside that act as baffles. I don't know if you remember, I made a video a while back where I was experimenting with lots of different types of baffle systems, because we were getting really weird reflections from the UFC system, regardless of what I was using, and that was just on APS-C. So I took my best design of those, tweaked the design as much as I possibly could to allow as much light throughput as possible, a full frame, and it seems to have done the trick, mate, luckily. It looks okay to me anyway. I'm not seeing too much vignette, as we'll hopefully see when we start getting these first subs in. Manuel, good to see you, Manuel. Any opinion on a C8 versus C925? I've often heard of the C925 being referred to as the crown, the jewel in Celestron's crown, rather. And it is supposed to be a very, very nice telescope. It benefits from a very slightly slower curved primary mirror than the others in the Celestron Schmidt-Cassegrain range. And I think it leads to an overall better image quality for its given size. So if the C925 is an option, I would say go for that. But otherwise, the C8 is still a very well respected scope. Can't go wrong, really, with either of them. Brody, good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Really wish Celestron would do larger adapters with an M54 thread. Indeed, Titch. Yeah, I actually ordered an M54 adapter for the Bada UFC, so I've got that screwed on directly tonight. So the kind of aperture that light's coming through to hit that sensor is as big as possible for this thing. Hopefully it's enough. Astro Duck is asking, is the star supposed to drift off like that? Yes, indeed, mate. It's just running through calibration. As you can see, it's not yet got solid green lines like it will have when it's finished. So it should just finish calibration in a moment's time. Large deck backlash. We'll not worry about it too much for now. We don't need guidance to be desperately accurate for 620mm focal length. I'm sure it'll be more than good enough. But yeah, now it's finished. It should hold that star pretty central for us and allow dithering and all the rest of that good stuff. You know what I mean? So let's fire up Sharp Cap and see if we can't have a little bit of luck with some live stacking. If you guys are interested, I could also try and capture some flats for this, and we can maybe stretch a little bit more aggressively on the live stacks then. It shouldn't take too long to do. We will see. Doing good, Luke. How are you? Says Brody. Not bad at all, mate. Thank you. It's been a long day today, but, you know, here we are. Live stream. I feel a bit pepped up now. Ready to go. You know what I mean? Justin, what kind of guide cam and scope do you have? And what kinds of setting do you have in PhD 2? Asks Justin. So I'm using, actually, camera intended for solar. It's an IMX432 based Player One Apollo M Mini. And inside of PhD 2, these are my settings. The calibration step were just automatically worked out based on the focal length of my guide scope, 250mm, as it's an Evo Guide 50D, and the size of the pixels on that guide camera, which is 4.5 microns squared. All the rest of it, you know, largely left as is. I changed just a few small settings as far as I remember. Upped my guide camera gain a little bit and things like that. Hope that helps answer that one for you. What results to be expected? We Star Adventurer Pro shooting the Pinwheel Galaxy tonight. How did your M51 turn out, mate? I would like to ask. I know you were shooting that just the other night. I think your results would be pretty nice, to be honest. If you can get enough frames from reasonably low light pollution skies, you know what I mean? Change to RAW 16 and just let a few frames come in. So it will go with a gain of 250, offset probably a bit lower, 100's plenty. Coolers on, we're aiming for -10. And let's see. Just allow a screen stretch. You can't actually see that, can you, on this? But I'm just selecting the screen stretching option on SharpCap. We'll see if we can see anything in 10-second subs real quick. And then we'll up it to something like, you know, 60 seconds and start a live stack off. Do you suffer with a lot of deck backlash on your EQ8? I used to with mine. Never get it adjusted out. So sometimes I do, AstroShed, but it's always down to the tension on the clutches, it seems. So the EQ8 has like a collar as its clutch, and depending on how much torque you put on that little clutch lever, you can actually deflect the clutch itself from doing its job, leading to odd amounts of backlash. It's a bit of a balancing act. I just expect I've slightly over-tightened the clutches tonight. Are you in permanent astro darkness? Asks Brody. If you're asking me, mate, I am not. I'm not at all. In fact, we're just in permanent astronomical twilight at this time of the year. If you just look at the Nina framing wizard, you can see there is no black bar. So the nights are actually getting shorter and shorter for me at this point in time, and the shortest night, the longest day, is going to come on the 21st of this month. I think we established last night. Someone asked about SharpCap or... Oh, yeah. Do you prefer Nina or SharpCap? Daniel Loads asks. Good question. I think I have more fun with SharpCap, but when it comes to just kind of getting a job done, I tend to just stick to Nina, really. Hey there, Gabe, by the way. I just saw you joined. Let's see. So do we have any frames coming in? Looks like we've not got much to show right now, so I'm going to up these exposures. We'll go with a 60-second exposure on this. We'll click to live stack, and hopefully my little mini PC won't burst into flames. Hopefully. It's really struggled last night doing some live stacking with this thing. try and get caught up a little bit. Haha, that's awesome, Diana. Yeah, I knew you were a musician. So you're going to be jamming tonight, yeah? That's cool. See if we can get things color aligned and then a little bit of a stretch applied. Without flats, we'll probably have to be a little bit more conservative than we otherwise would with these stretches. But I'm sure that after a couple of subs, we should be able to see plenty of signal popping in. Let's check out how that works. Can I shoot, for example, with the DSLR 2 or 3 nights the same object? Can indeed, mate, yeah. Many people do that. It's really probably quite common that people spend more than one session on a target. So don't sweat it. As long as you leave everything set up, it shouldn't be a problem. And if you do have to take everything apart, try to take flats for each separate session, as things like dust motes can move around and you could end up with uncorrectable spots in your images effectively. So that's one to watch out for. It seems like we're having some very strong color cast at the moment. Let's see if we can get that corrected. Okay, so this is 2 total minutes on the elephant's trunk right there. We zoom in a small amount, you should be able to see trunk itself. That's come nicely into view. Just lessen that stretch just a touch for now. We can always increase it when we've got more data to work with, but I think it becomes a little bit more visible like that. Pete. Hey there, Pete. Good to see you again, buddy. Hope you got some clear skies tonight. With any chance, I don't want to curse it for you, but my fingers are crossed for you, buddy. Gabe went out to Portal 3/4 last night. That's awesome, mate. Because of the permanent astronomical twilight in my latitude, it really wasn't much better than Portal 6. Yeah, I hear that, mate. It kind of diminishes how worth it is going somewhere dark. Hey, hello from Houston, Texas. Random Error 1. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining in the stream. I think it's the first time I've seen you on one. Good to have you. Hey, Big Lee, welcome to Solar Supporter. Thank you for joining my channel membership, mate. Welcome aboard. Really appreciate the support. Jeremy is on M101 here in West Yorkshire. And though there are a few hours of dark skies, it's working well. Good to hear that, mate. Yeah. Really glad to hear it. We seem to be chasing some sort of strange gradient on this. It seems like it needs adjusting every single new sub that comes in. Rather oddly. AstroDuck asks, are you using any filters? Good question, mate. I am indeed using a dual narrowband filter tonight, the Optilong L-Extreme F2. That's what I've got installed in the RASA for this session. Just have a clear sky. I want to send some clouds your way. Tarun. Oh, mate, I hope you get some clear skies soon. And, oh, crikey. I've just, oh, my goodness, Pete. That's absolutely crazy, mate. Thank you so much for that. Wow. That's unbelievable support, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's, geez, I don't know what to say, mate. Unbelievable. You're an absolute legend. What can I say? So, welcome, all the new members. Thanks again, Pete. Jeez, mate. That's fantastic. And another, yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's thrown me off. I had something in mind to say, but I think it's just gone now. Crikey. Let's see if we can't make this stretch a little bit more appealing as it's blowing out a touch, isn't it? Magic Beans. I'm imaging the Crescent Nebula at the minute. Very nice, mate. Hopefully, a little bit later on in the night, we could swing around to the Crescent Nebula, take a good look at that thing. I'm going to have a little pan around this image and see now we've stacked a couple of frames if it looks like my job on tilt correction was good enough. And, oh, seems like sharp cap's not really behaving itself there, but let's see if we can move it across to one side. So what I'll be looking for here is star shapes and stuff. I'm not expecting absolute perfection in the corners, given that it is a full frame camera, but bottom right doesn't look bad at all, at least to me. Over in the bottom left, looks good. If we can check the top left, also looking good. And the top right, yeah, I think it's all right. Stay with a quick job. I think that's turned out okay. Take a look at the full view now. You can get a kind of feel for where the elephant's trunk is embedded in this huge ring of nebulosity. It's quite a strange structure, all things considered. Cheap Astro, hey there, mate. Good to see you. Another out of nowhere stream. It is indeed, mate. Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get everything sorted tonight, but thankfully everything did come together at the last minute. So yeah, went for it. Thanks again, by the way, Pete. Jeez, mate, that's fantastic support you show, buddy. Aaron Williams. First time I think I've seen you in a live stream, mate. Thank you for joining. Seeper, sorry mate, missed the beginning. What is your rig tonight, camera, etc.? So tonight I'm running the Celestron Rasa 11 V2. So it's an f2.2, 620mm focal length, 280mm aperture telescope. And for a camera, I'm using a full frame IMX455 based one-shot color camera from Player One. It's their Zeus model. You can liken it effectively to an ASI 6200 MC Pro. It's effectively the same thing, just in a different case. Just trying to catch up with chat a little bit. Jay Polanco just jumped on YouTube. Hey, thanks for joining in, buddy. Really nice to have you. Are you using a filter? I am indeed. The Optolong L-Extreme F2 edition. As a normal L-Extreme or other standard dual narrowband filters won't work at this kind of focal ratio, unfortunately. Chris DeGata, bloody freezing. Well, I wish you good luck tonight, Chris. That picture you sent me near the observatory looks really promising. I think you're going to have a good session, or at least I hope you will, mate. AZ Ray, good to see you again, Ray. Really nice to have you. Let's see. I need to get an OIG in my rig as it has flexure. Yours looks great. Thank you, mate. So this is just running guide scope kind of thing. We're doing our best with it. We've only got six subs in so far, so we're looking at 6 total minutes of exposure time. And man, the Rasa does the work, doesn't it? Don't look bad at all. Seems to have a maybe a very slight amount of guide error going on. Yeah, it seems like it took a while to recover from some dithers there, oddly. I noticed the kind of star shape looks ever so slightly imperfect on this stack now. But given that we're just doing EAA, it's not that important. I can iron out all the issues, you know, in my own time when we're not live streaming, that kind of thing. Shouldn't be too difficult to solve. Justin, the sun is still up for you. Currently coming up on night 4 of imaging the Pelican. Wow, that should be a good image when you're done. Greetings from Geneva. Hello there, Klaus. Good to see you in a live stream. How are the skies in Geneva? Bill. Hey there, mate. Sitting on the Mid Wales coast, Bottle 3, and clear skies. Oof. To the north. Away from home, so only got a 135mm and the DSLR. Ooh. Yeah, I think you've made the right choice there, mate, actually. Rather than getting too stressed out, making, you know, worrying about getting the rig set up and things. Sometimes it's good just to look. Ben McLaren. Hello there. About to put my trusty old CG5 GT and 6 SE back to public video astronomy, if the state park is still open for it. Well, I wish you luck with that, mate. Mark. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Yes, indeed. I never really ask. I do ask in videos, but live streams, it just I forget, basically. But yeah, it really does help out, guys. If you enjoy the streams, just click on that like button for me. Might not seem like it would do much, but it sends the right signals to YouTube. You know, this isn't terrible content. I'm doing my best. Aaron Williams, cloudy in North Carolina for the next 6 days. Oof. I mean, 6 days, at least it's not too bad. It's not 6 weeks. Brody, how was the Aurora on May the 10th? Mate, seeing the Aurora for the first time was just breathtaking, really, is all I can say. Even from this light polluted location, we could see it plainly, naked eye, you know. I could see colour, different colours, you know what I mean? Not just one. Wild. Really, really unexpected, and I would love to see it again. But I think the rarity of the event made it all the more special as well. As much as I hate my Recife one, when it's dialed in, it's bloody awesome. Yes, indeed, mate, yeah. I think before we move to the next target, I will take a couple of flats, because this view is bugging me, you know, seeing this vignette. We don't really need to have that, do we? So if we could just take a few flats, I'll be gone for us. Rainy and cloudy for you in Geneva, Klaus. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it, mate. Off to bed, James. Hey, thanks for jumping on, James. Really appreciate it, mate. You have a good kip, mate. Is the Squid Nebula difficult to photograph? Very, yeah, exceptionally so. At least the Oxygen 3 shell that comprises the squid itself is. There is some other background nebulosity that's not too bad to capture, though. Should look at C2023A3, the Comet. Ooh. Yeah, I could maybe try and find that for you guys. Ian Martin just jumped into your stream while imaging the Butterfly Nebula for the first time. Fantastic choice of target there, mate. Yeah. And thanks for jumping on the stream. David, hi, cheers from Milano. Is that what we, I guess, call Milan over here? Beautiful, beautiful place. Right, so we are currently 9 minutes into this stack. I'm absolutely itching to apply some flats, I'll be honest with you. So, I think we'll go ahead and do that now, and then the rest of the night will be covered for these things. By the look of the scope, if we just check at the sky camera right there, its pointing angle not really high enough that I could leave the flat panel unattended, so I think I'll actually use Nina to tell the scope to point right up to zenith, balance the flat panel on top, move back to sharp cap, and take some flats. If that's all okay with you guys. C2023 was pretty fun looking as it passed a pair of galaxies. That's really cool. How hard is the blue horse head? Ooh. Never shot it, mate, so I don't really know. I can imagine it's very difficult, though. That's probably why you don't see too many images of it. Dean asks, are you planning on any other targets tonight? Absolutely, Dean, yeah. We're just going to do an EAA stream, so we'll take community suggestions and jump from target to target and see what we can, see what we can see. You could do with flats with those skies. Absolutely, Duck. Yeah, I agree, mate. Welcome, Tom, to my memberships. Very nice of you to join. Chris, member for 15 months. That's absolutely fantastic, mate. Crikey. Look at all this. You guys are absolute legends. Let me go ahead and get some flats sorted for this thing. So I'll hit save as a stack on this just real quick. We'll turn off that live stack for a sec. And let's see about capturing some flats. I just turn off my guiding too. Wow, guiding's really not been too happy, has it, tonight? We'll go ahead, use the flat wizard to slew to zenith. Scope should react momentarily to that. Yep, it's looking good. We're moving around. I'm having to try and keep an eye on it actually on a separate stream. It seems like when I've got my sky camera connected up to the stream, it just lags just a little bit, you know what I mean? Hey there, Dave. Good to see you, mate. It's a rare one to catch you on one of these. Hope you're doing well. Old school raver. Evening, Luke. Good to have 2 clear nights in a row. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, want to make the most of it. Right, just 2 seconds. Now this is pointing in an upwardly direction. I can go ahead and try and capture you flats. That should make all the difference for the rest of these captures. Right, 2 seconds. Tell you what, I'll turn it on the sky cam. See what's going on. Whew, all right, there we go. So SharpCap should tell me. That's really right, isn't it? R.I.P. everybody's retinas. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, SharpCap should show me on the flat capture wizard. Capture flat when we're looking good. So we don't need 50 frames. That'll take all year to stack. I think we'll go with 10. That should create us a nice simple flat. We do want to capture and subtract bias frames. Yes, that's fine. So I think while the histogram looks okay, it's a little bit further over to the right than I would like to see. I'm going to keep the gain in the HCG range and instead just drop the exposure time ever so slightly. So 250 milliseconds hasn't quite done it. 125, maybe a little bit lower than I want. So 180 milliseconds. See how that looks? Let this thing settle. It takes a moment, I guess, for it to catch up with what's going on. We'll go back to 250 milliseconds. That didn't look too bad. So the white peak on the histogram, if I just turn off the SkyCam window for a second there, you can see this broad white peak is centered roughly around, you know, the middle part of the histogram. That's where we want it. We don't want things clipped off the left or the right. So that should be good enough. We'll go ahead, get that SkyCam back on for you. We'll click start on these flats. And once it's made the capture of all of these, They'll then go ahead and stack them up, which will take just a few moments. And when that's finished, we should have much better looking images with any luck. Try and catch up with chat a little bit. Pete says, Ben McLaren, the Blue Horse head is all in the processing. Interesting. I had the chance to process some data recently. It's very faint, but you can pull out detail and blue color with a bit of care. Good to know. Good to know. Deep Sky wonders, hey there, buddy. How you doing? Still watching the boxing, but I'm here. Well, it's good to have you. Hope you're enjoying watching boxing. Oh crikey, I've missed out on a lot of chat. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to just catch up quickly. Tom Starr just started shooting astrophotos in April. Learned so much from you and your videos. Oh, thank you, buddy. I'm really glad to have been any help at all. That's encouraging, to say the least. 840k blocks. Just want to jump on and say thanks for the PixInsight tutorials. Hey, my pleasure, mate. Thank you for watching them. Huge short guide for Galaxy processing and M51 came out great. Wonderful. Really glad to hear it. Hit the like button, guys. Yes, please. Chris is on the Crescent. I think we'll have to take a look at the Crescent tonight and see how that turns out for us. So as you can see, the message from SharpCat right there, it's just averaging these captured flat frames. Because it's full frame images, they're absolutely huge. And this mini PC that's doing all the work, the legwork of this, is struggling. So it takes a little bit longer than it otherwise would if you're using a faster PC than I am for your captures. So we'll be able to move away from looking at a green screen in just a moment and hopefully get on with some nice images. Just watch a Galaxy processing video, learned so much, says Michael Clive. Hey, thank you, Michael. That's really encouraging again. I like putting out the tutorial videos. It does seem to help people. It's just I always kind of second guess myself sometimes because I'm no expert, you know what I mean? I just show people my way through things and hope that it helps. Dave says, yeah, mate, had a good night at the Scopes. Fantastic. Hopefully another good night for you too. Well, fingers crossed, Dave. Fingers crossed indeed, mate. It looks like we're done. Flats are being applied. Fantastic. So I'll go ahead and get this flat panel taken off. We can move on to the next target in just a moment. It's looking okay, Chloe. Nice one. Let's disconnect the camera real quick from SharpCat. We need to reconnect it into Nina. That's the word I was looking for. We'll go ahead now and we'll frame up the next target, which I think was very close to the elephant's trunk, and that's NGC 7000, the wall. And we'll try and get the pelican in there as well, because why not? Someone in your observatory. There is. Michael Clive, you're also helping me feel more comfortable using the RC plugins. Ah, that's really good to hear, mate. I had some ethical issues using AI tools, but it seems that it isn't the end of the world to run BlurXTerminator. Not at all, no. I hear what you're saying, and I know that some people, really feel quite strongly about the use of AI tools and that kind of thing in their astrophotography, but I think it's just a natural progression of technology, and, we're humans. We're going to use the best available tools. Otherwise, we're holding ourselves back needlessly, you know what I mean? At least that's my way of looking at it. If they're there, why not use them? All is good. We'll slew and center to that. I think we've got a good interesting region there, both the North American Nebula, the Pelican Nebula, and also the NGC 6997 region up there. Could look cool. Ooh. Just double check what that noise is. That were a close one, guys. Cable bind. When I swapped scopes over today, I guess I've not done a good enough job cable managing, so it got caught for a moment. Looks like it's pushed out of the way now, though, so we should, with any luck, be okay. I'll just click Slew and Center again, and hopefully it'll figure that out. See, we're getting a telescope not connected error, so maybe it's pulled out the connection for the scope. Absolutely. Scenes here at the observatory. Fantastic. Mount. Yeah, lost connection. Back in a moment. I need a headlamp on. It's time for some quick diagnostics. The head USB. Ridiculous. If that works. Bit of bad news, guys. It looks like I could have just destroyed my EQ mod cable. Oh no. Let's just catch up real quick. Yeah, there is nothing worse than that sound, says Stefan. Yes. Oh dear. Oh, we've got a connection. Well, I need to order another cable, as I can't trust this thing anymore, of course. But let's just hope, fingers crossed, that we will get through the rest of the night with this thing. Eek. We'll go ahead, slew and center, see if this works. Crikey, what a fail that was.
Okay.
No, love, it's a different cable. Thank you, though. You keep imaging. Have some fun. Sync was rejected. Let's see what happens. So it's plate solving. I got my rotation good, and it had indeed moved. Yeah. Could we have gotten away with it? Who knows? I'll try and catch up with chat a little bit while this thing. Oh, well, that's definitely the region we wanted. Let's see. Gil says, as long as we don't generate AI astro images and process them instead of capturing, it's all good in my book. Yeah, that would be unethical. I agree. Yeah. Delay makes it seem like there's two of you. Sorry about that, mate. Astrophotography the right way. I use a lot of your processing techniques. Pal, hey, thank you. That's really cool. Skycam seems a little delayed. It is indeed, unfortunately, Brody. I've got a second feed of it open. That one stays live, but I, for some reason, can't seem to plug it into my broadcasting software. But we are lined up now, so let's go ahead while things are still going our way. We'll start an autofocus, let it run through, and then we'll go back to sharp gap, do some live stacking, and this should look really good. Now we've got some flats. All told, we shouldn't be waiting too long, to be honest, as well, to get this thing up and running. Once we've got the autofocus finished, I'll probably do a recalibration of the guiding as well, as it seems to not be too happy at this point in time, does it? Just trying to catch up a little bit more with chat. Yeah. Did that sound come through the microphone for you guys? I like the solar eclipse panorama behind you. I'm planning on printing out one of the images I got. Hey, thank you.
Sorry.
It seems like our friendly smart assistant was listening in. Yeah, actually my dad got me that. I just picked it up at a car boot sale, would you believe? It's paid 50p for it. Thought it made a nice little bit of decoration. Yeah, that was definitely a Homer Simpson moment, wasn't it? Good evening, brother. Hello there, Ghost Flyer. Really nice to see you on another stream, mate. Phil Lang, been there, done that, snapped it off with a failed meridian flip. Oh, this is the worst cable snag I've ever experienced, as it happens. Simon's Astro, 2 nights in a row. Hey there, it really is nice to have you back, Simon. As always, mate, enjoy spending time chatting to you. Nearly there. Oh, mate, I hope it works. Yeah, I'm really far behind, aren't I, on chat? But it is working. Are you done with M57? Asks Stargazer Ridge. I am, for the purposes of the video that I'd planned. Yeah, I think I'm done with that now, and hopefully look for that thing coming shortly. I do have another video planned that might come first, but it all just depends on which way around I end up doing things. Gustavo, I forgot to put the counterweight on my rig last night, and the entire thing spilled over in scope. Oh my goodness, snapped the rings in half. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that, Gustavo. That is a hell of a thing to happen. Crikey. I've got a 25-foot active USB that I run to a hub. Your new puppitude on it. Oh. Well, I think it's finished with the autofocus. These curves are not really looking acceptable to me, though. It seems very weird, doesn't it? Probably needs some work on that. I may need to increase the autofocus step size even larger. We'll try 500. We'll go 1,000 on the backlash. Real quick. 4 steps offset. That all looks about right now. These need really large movements to the Schmidt Cassegrains, especially the Rasa. I'll just run one more. Autofocus, if you guys don't mind. I'd like to really try and nail it if we could. Just while I catch up with chat. Sean OD, if we don't use the latest technology, we wouldn't have any images at all. Yeah. Yeah, agreed, mate. We'd still be looking through just solely through eyepieces, and while I can appreciate that it still should be a thing that we do. Absolutely, I'm glad that things have improved to the point that they have. FTDI, you dare. Yes. if that supports the EQ8, Chloe, yeah, just put it in the shopping basket and I'll order it later. I'll just make sure that it's for the EQ8 Pro though. Oh crikey, some gifted memberships from He-Man. Thank you very much indeed for that, mate. That's extremely kind of you. Bill Lang, have a good one. Night all, work day tomorrow. Well, hope you have a good day at work, Phil. Thanks for spending some of your evening with me, mate. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Thank you for being the best posting videos on YouTube. Oh, too kind, mate. Too kind. That's a pain, Harry, the cable, Dave. Yeah, it is. One of those things. That curve looks a little bit more promising. That's for the EQ8, yeah, Chloe, the non-RH, just old one. Yeah. Okay. How much is that? 33. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think I got the 5mm last time, yeah. Sorry, if you're wondering who I'm chatting to, it's just Chloe off screen there. She's doing some imaging with her telescope at the same time. So you did hear a screech, yeah. Crikey. Sorry if I'm missing any messages, guys. I'm struggling to keep caught up. Yeah. Shooting the Wizard Nebula, Tom Griffin. Very nice target, mate. Just ran outside to double check my cables just in case. For an SCT, are you meant to do backlash in or out? So it needs to be a counterclockwise movement for a Schmidt-Cassegrain Zappos. And on my setup in Nina, what that means is a out movement. That's counterclockwise on my system. The best way is to just make, you know, add a large number to that backlash in, out, make a focus movement, and then just look at your scope. And if its final movement is in a counterclockwise direction, you've got it nailed down, mate. And that's all you need to do. That looks a bit more promising. I think we'll trust that one. Go ahead and disconnect the camera. Get it connected back up into SharpCap. And let's kick off this this live stack, you know what I mean? Sorry for the wait on this one, guys. Seems to have already caught up and applied my flats again, so that's good to see. Let's go with 60-second exposures. Keep the gain as it was. Yeah, that should all be fine. And we'll go ahead and hit live stack. And then let's see how these things look with some flats applied. Sean OD, any new technology for review? So I actually have some really interesting cleaning solution to review. I know that might sound like the boringest thing that anybody's ever said, but I find it interesting anyway. It's called First Contact Polymer, and you paint it on your optics effectively, and it forms like a mesh that pulls absolutely everything off. So I'm interested to take a look at that thing and see just how good it is, because it's not a cheap solution, but it is in use at some famous observatories and things like that. So it's, you know, it's well trusted stuff. Dave Moulton says, if you do need a new cable, you can in the meantime connect through the handset via USB to keep you going. Good to know, Dave. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where my handset is. I think I've left it in the box somewhere. We should have the first of these subs being processed right now. And it will hopefully pop up on screen for us in just a second. And there we have it. So this is 60 seconds on the wall. Look at that. 60 seconds. One sub. That's absolutely wild. I realize I'm blocking very slightly the view for you guys. I'll just make the Skycam touch smaller. Is that okay for you? Yeah, geez. That's absolutely wild. Can't believe how good that looks. Astrophotography the right way says, what's the green gift things on my chat? One says 1 and one says 50. So, crikey, what's that? What's going on? It's showing even more gifted subs. I don't know what's going on. Pete? Is that you again, mate? 50 more subs? What on earth? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that, mate. That's absolutely phenomenal of you. Jeez. I don't know what to say. That really is tremendous support. Crikey, mate. I'm flabbergasted. It's not often I'll employ that word, but it seems right to do so now. Wow. Pete, is there any way I can thank you, mate? That's just absolutely phenomenal. Unreal. Damien K says, you do as many autofocuses as you need. Yeah, I appreciate that, mate. It looks like we've nailed it down this time. And in response to Astrophotography the Right Way asking what the green 50 thing is, that's when someone's done something to support the channel. So in the case right now, what you're seeing is Pete has gifted 2 sets of 50 subscriptions to my channel memberships. Incredible. And so quite rightly that's pinned at the top for people to see. Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool. Thank you again, mate. I really do appreciate that. Wall-to-wall clouds here in Suffolk. Oh no, Rob. Sorry to hear it. Stefan, you're quite right, mate. We're at the point where it's hard for me to catch up. Yeah, I'm so sorry. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. I think I'm nearly caught up, I imagine. Tim from Dew Control. Hello there, Tim. I was looking at some of your all-sky cameras. Very nice stuff indeed. I think I may be looking at getting one of those one of these days. Really nice of you to pop in a live chat. Pete says, no need, glad to help. Mate, that's just a... You unkind person, mate. Thank you so much. What an absolute legend. Let's just double check that this thing is adequately stretched for us. Still can't believe the amount of signal, the just pure signal that comes from this raster. It's wild. You're on Cygnus yourself with the ASCAR 120. Very nice. Someone must have a way for cables not to be destroyed, like a safe way. Yes, Sean, they do. They're like breakaway attachments, and they just pull apart. Really, I would like to see more of them employed on Astro gear. It certainly saves situations like tonight, won't it, where you can get it wrong once and then you're down 35 quid. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's my own fault anyway. Let's see. Great app called Google Opinion. Turn shopping on the settings. Free Google money. Ooh, that's cool. I think I'm nearly caught up, amazingly. I think. Yeah, we're back to live. Fantastic. Thoughts on the Artemis air masks, Gustavo? The smaller pixels seem like a good match for the TAC E130D. Not the scope that fell last night. Thank goodness for that. Yeah. The Artemis. It's a 294/492 sensor, and I'm going to advise you to not go with it, probably. If you've got other options that you're looking at, go with those, because I think the 294, while it's great when it works, I think the technology is getting a little bit long in the tooth now, and it can be a real bear to calibrate accurately. It really can. That said, if you are up for the challenge of calibrating it and you feel confident doing it, it is a great camera. So there's two sides to every coin, of course. Just want to put that out there. Ken from Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. Very nice to have you, Ken. Great channel, keep up good work. Thank you. Originally from Sunderland. Would you believe it? I bought my first proper mount from Sunderland. You have a thermal camera on yours. Interesting. Waiting for a new 4/3 sensor, says Schubert. Yep. Hopefully they've got to be coming out with something soon. Gustavo has the 2600mm and the MC Duo. Yeah, I think you've already got a really nice camera. In fact, they're both of those, really. 294 is a bit too old. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But for me, I'm really super picky, I think, when it comes to cameras. And if there's the slightest issue thrown up in calibration, I just think, why? You know what I mean? I'd rather not be dealing with it, but some people are fine with it and they get on with it like it's it's no problem. So it all depends on what type of person you are, probably. Let's see. I don't think I've kicked guide enough, have I? We're seeing a little bit of star trailing on this, but it is just EAA. I forgot to recalibrate the guiding, like I said I would. But still, absolutely tons of signal on this thing. Really nice, inky, black, dark nebula regions there. You love to see it. And what we're looking at on the screen right now is just 8 minutes of data as it happens. And I think, let's take a look. I wonder if we can see the Herbig Harrow object at the end of the Pelican, and we can. Right there, that little extension. That's a named tiny little object. Cool to see. I'll just zoom back out. I think this one's best appreciated in the full view. Maybe not that full though, eh, Luke? That's a little bit intense. There we go. Brody started my astronomy channel. Hey, nice one, dude. Only have a few videos on there of the eclipse. Hope to upload more. Very cool. I'll check those out as soon as I possibly can, mate. Got the 2600 and love it. Was just looking at smaller pixel options. Nice one. Dave Kemp asks, Luke, do you have an OCal? If so, could you do a simple video on collimating a newt? I don't have an OCal, mate. No, unfortunately. I borrowed one from a gentleman a while back who very kindly sent me his once I'd just got the RASA and gave it a go. And they are good, don't get me wrong. But I don't have one to hand, unfortunately. Let's see. 8 minutes, yeah. It's tremendous what can be done with the RASA. Really, really fantastic scope. As much as it kind of drives me nuts sometimes, when it's working, it's just about unbeatable. You know what I mean? 2 days in a row. Hey there, Casey. Good to see you in the another stream, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. M39 Space Explosive Modulator. Side by side 80mm with 2600s. Very nice setup there, Ghost Flyer. That's going to be a beast at getting some data. Stefan suggests, not sure if it's better, but maybe put the scope cam to the upper right. The stacking graphs and statistics are quite interesting to look at as well. No problem, Stefan. Oops, I just moved the wrong window. There we go. I can make the scope cam a little bigger for you. How does that work? Is that all right? At least when you're using Sharp Gap, yeah. I suppose when we move into a program where it's problematic, I can always just kind of toggle it off and put it back on whenever needed. I feel like I'm dropping behind a little bit on chat again. I'm sorry about that, guys. Mad detail from such a short period of time. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a lucky guy having this this fantastic kit for sure. Sharp Gap really needs to make it possible to view the live stack full screen. You can do that, Michael. I do believe as well it also supports multi-screen view. So if you have two monitors, you can dedicate one of them to be the viewing screen, which just has the resultant image, and then all the rest of the gubbins is left on your main monitor. Pretty cool. Recently built a dual stellar mirror 90 ED rig. Really nice, Pete. Wow. I hope you get the opportunity to use that soon, mate. AZ Ray, you have your Racerate on the mount with the 2600 MC and an L enhanced filter. Very nice, mate. What target are you going after tonight, Ray? 7 Guan Show asks, which telescope are you using? I'm using the Celestron Racer 11 version 2. So it's f2.2, 620 millimeters of focal length. Sean mentions the OCal 3. I can send it to you if you want to use it for some time. No rush to get it back. That's very kind of you to offer, Sean. Very kind indeed, mate. To be honest, the truth is I'm considering getting rid of my reflector, though. I've spent so much money on astronomy gear lately. I need to start recouping some back, to be honest. It's cloudy again now. Cleared for about 10 minutes. Oh, no. Well, I hope it clears back up for you, mate. Is there any radar forecasts you can look at, perhaps? Give you a better indication of what's going on? I will put up, by the way, a poll for you guys. So if you put out some suggestions, perhaps, of targets to put in the poll, and then we'll move on and look at whatever's the most popular next. So if you've got something you'd like to see that's shootable with a dual narrowband filter, so we're looking really for emission nebulae, pop it in chat. Let's see what pops up. So C 2023 A3, we could probably see it through the dual narrowband filter, but let's see. Pillars of Creation M16. We may just be able to see the Eagle Nebula a little bit later on tonight. I'm not sure if we're able to see it right now. Gustavo. Is that the Rasa backup? High on Helium asks. It is indeed, mate. The Rasa backup. Yeah. I put out a poll last night and asked which telescope people would like to see on the next live stream, and this won by a landslide. So here it is. M16, another vote for M16. C 2023 A3. Let's see. F2.2 is such a bonus for the speedier imaging in your live stacks. How do you find the star sharpness and halos on this beast? Well, when using just a UV IR cut filter, I don't see any halos really, Ed. So that's really good. Certain filters, dual narrowband filters that is, do show halos on particular bright stars. So as you can see to the left-hand side of the field right here, got a bit of a halo popping up on this thing, but all the rest of the stars don't look too bad. As to sharpness, Ed, honestly, really good for what it is. Really, really good. I think at 620mm, it's just about as sharp as anything you would expect at that focal length, really. The Veil Nebula, Eagle's too low for you, Simon. Okay, we've got a few for the Veil. I'll tell you what, while we just get the poll set up, this is what we're looking at right now is just 12 minutes, by the way, so that's really incredible to see. I'll allow this next frame to just get stacked in a second. Let it get to 13 minutes. Unlucky for some. And yeah, we'll see if we can't move on and take a little look at C 2023, but I'll probably need you guys to let me know where to point it as it happens. What camera do you have on there? What filter? It looks like a full frame. So it's an Optolong L-Extreme F2, and it is a full frame camera. It's a Player One Zeus C Pro, so just think like a ASI 6200 MC Pro. It's my first night using full frame on the Rasa. Actually, I had to make a completely different insert on my 3D printer, design and make that thing. Love the Optolong L Ultimate. It's amazing if shooting dual narrowband. Yeah. SH2 171. Bail is nice. Dumbbell. Has that camera worked for you? Asks Michael Clive. The Zeus, Michael. Yeah, it's a really nice camera. It's a pity it puts so much strain on my little PC that it's out in the observatory. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and save that now. Anyway, we'll turn off that live stack, and I think, can we potentially use go to catalog? Does anybody know? Oh, there we go. Brody's just put it in chat. I see 120143. So go to a target RA deck. 120143. Oh, crikey. Thank you for that. Go on, show. That's really, really kind of you, mate. By the way, thanks for all your tutorials and time. I learned a lot. Salute to you too, sir. Thank you very much. That's extremely kind. Cannot be understood. So hang on. 43. Will it understand this? Plus 02 3703 is interpreted as. We'll try and get it to move to that for us. Might take a moment, but are you able to get to the Iris Nebula? I am able to image that, Gustavo, but it's not suitable for a dual narrowband filter, unfortunately. So we seem to be slewing, I think. Let's see how this works out anyway. So it's saving, clearing, and closing the live second. Got ya. We'll hopefully get onto this this Comet for you. Here it has built-in tilt adjustment. The Zeus, it does indeed, yeah. It's really, really handy for things like the Rasa, where you desperately need a rearward facing tilt adjuster. Makes all the difference. So we've got a good few suggestions there. Things that we could possibly image. And I'll put up a poll in a moment. I guess we're going to try and take a look at this Comet first. And then we'll see what wins in a poll. Did you try the Altair Tri RGB, Luke? I have not tried that, mate. No. Oop. Okay, we're slewing. I'm going to go look at that cable, though, just to make double sure. Had to kill. Yo, I'm back. Yeah, so I had to unfortunately just kill the power to the mount there to prevent it from damaging itself once again. So those coordinates that we went for unfortunately are not reachable. I'll have to go ahead and close Sharp Gap as it appears to have crashed. What were those coordinates for, Brody? I should really have checked, I guess, before just entering them blindly. Let's see. So what I've had to do is just reset my mount back now to effectively home. It's top home. Set up some slew limits. That would be good. Yeah. Let's see. Coordinates for the Comet. Yeah. So the Comet's too low. I guess quite clear for us right now. Or if I entered the coordinates correctly, that is. Do let me know if I didn't. How about the Crescent Nebula? Yeah, good one. Let's see. Right. So the position that we're currently in park mode. Back to home. So I'll tell it it's parking itself to home. I'll undo the clutches and then we'll sort this out. Bother. Okay. Looks like it lost connection on it, that's why. That's why it's not moved, Lukey boy. Right. Telescope connection lost. And reconnecting doesn't seem to be working. Eek! I hope we haven't stressed out that cable too much. Just give me a few minutes, guys. I'll just see if I can get this thing working. Well, look at that. Mount's been replugged, power cycled, and hopefully we'll get a connection. Still lost, unfortunately. There we go. We've finally got a connection. Ah! What a bad session this has been so far. Crikey. So what I need to do is tell it to park to the home position, which it's already kind of in. If it kicks off with a big movement, which it hasn't, we're okay. I can simply unpark, change my park mode back to the observatory park, and with any luck, we can get back to what we were doing. So we need to pick a target to go after. I'll just quickly pick one from chat, and then we'll do a poll for the next one, I guess. So we mentioned we'd do the Crescent, didn't we, earlier in the night? I remember that. Crescent Nebula. Let's go ahead, get that loaded. And hopefully we can go on that and then get ourselves sorted out What an absolute disaster session it's been. Hopefully I'll watch this one back at some point in the future and not be reduced to tears, you know what I mean? Now, do we leave it right there? Or do we try and push some more of this nebulosity up here into the view? I think we do that, you know. Let's make the most of this full frame and we'll go for that kind of neater region. Let's see. So, yeah, we'll go there. Slewing center. I daren't trust the cables, so I'm going to go ahead and watch. I can. Alright, crisis over. We appear to have slewed. And now, as if there weren't enough going wrong, a new error. We've lost connection to the camera. Oh my god. I never reconnected it. That's on me. That's on me. We'll let it slide this time. These are chaotic. Yeah. Sorry, I definitely have missed some chats here. Glad to catch another live session. Hey there, Carl. Good to see you again, mate. Gremlins are a reality. You ain't kidding, mate. Yeah. Crikey. I think tonight it's been user error though twice, I have to admit. The first one, I just thought that my cable management was good enough, and it wasn't. So we ended up with a snag, which has been 35 quid mistake. And then the next one, I went to some coordinates without checking where they were first. So we had kind of a situation where the mount was going to point through the earth. Not good. Here's what it is. Let's see. This is not a bad session. This is quite a regular Astro night. Yeah. So it looks good. Looks like we're on target. Let's go ahead. You know, I don't really think we're going to need a refocus, but what we will do is force a recalibration of that guiding, because we were having some issues with that earlier, weren't we? Let's just go ahead and calibrate here, even though it's the wrong spot. And then within a minute or two, hopefully we'll be back on in sharp cap, connected up, and getting a nice image of the crescent. Let's see. Just got your SA Plus working, but you quit for the night. Don't blame you, Simon. Yeah, if it's getting frustrating, mate, just stop. There's always going to be another night. Sharp cap is nice because everyone can look at it at the same time. Get a load of amazed reactions from non-astros when they see something straight through an ocular. Yeah. Can imagine. I suppose if you're doing kind of outreach or sharing your scope from nice skies, Stefan, then that's probably a really amazing situation for you to share with people. Good on you. 100 people in your area doing a great job. Nah, it's really nice to have you all here. I appreciate it. So this guide in calibration is just doing its last movements. As you can see, it's moving off the star, then back on the star. And in doing so, it's measuring each pulse that it takes to do that, the amount of backlash in the system, so that it can accurately send guide commands to my telescope. So once this is finished, these bars will go green. For anybody who doesn't know, that means we're guiding, auto-guiding, so we're staying locked onto a star. Then we can get on with the actual image capture itself. You fed the gremlins again after midnight, Luke. Hey, Queeve. Really nice to see you, mate. Hope you're having a good one. Oh, geez. Pete. 20 gifted subs. Crikey, mate. thank you so much. You've gifted 120 subs tonight, mate. That is unbelievable support. I don't know how to thank you. If you can think of a way for me to thank you that doesn't involve anything strange, not that I think it would, let me know, mate. Yeah, all jokes aside, crikey, you've given so much. I feel like I need to give something back, mate. Unbelievable. Just trying to catch up with chat. So we're guiding now, by the way, guys. So let's go ahead, change the camera over into sharp cap, which we had to close because it crashed, unfortunately. Just another thing that went wrong. Pete is a legend. Pete is a legend. He is indeed. When I grow up, I want to be just like Pete. Right, we're connected up. Let me get going with a 60-second exposure. It's going to use our flats. Linear gradient removal. I don't know if you guys can see those options. Probably not. But yeah, we're good to go. Let's hit live stack and see what we get. So with any luck, a single 60-second exposure should look pretty swish on this. It really is a fast telescope for anybody just joining. So we're sucking down the photons, you know what I mean? We really are going to see quite a lot on this target. Quickly discover a new nebula and name it after Pete. Yeah, Pete's Neb. Let's see. Camera gets a portion of the sensor glass iced over when I run the cooler in Nina. Ooh. 294MC there. So high on helium is asking that you may need to refresh your desiccant tablets. So ZWO cameras don't come with a rechargeable capsule as such, like some cameras do. They instead come with a few desiccant tablets that are located in the sensor chamber. So what you need to do is kind of take off effectively the front of the camera, take out those tablets and either replace them with fresh sealed ones, or dry out the tablets that you have in the microwave or the oven. Both can do a really good job, and then pop them back in. Rename the scope to Pete's Cam. Yeah. Rename the scope cam. Got ya. Let's see. Move this across, and oh. We do want a slightly more aggressive stretch than that, don't we? What's this? Just 1 second, sorry. Okay. Hey, what's happened to the camera name? Bottom right, Pete's Cam. Yeah, you've earned that, Pete. More than earned that, mate. Crikey. Yeah, that's staying. That's a permanent fixture now. Brilliant. But crikey, look at this, guys. 2 minutes of data. 2 minutes. And look at all that we can see. The Crescent, its oxygen 3 shell. All these beautiful waves of hydrogen alpha. A region that I've never even imaged before. Right down there in the bottom left of the screen. Fantastic. Everyone go subscribe to Pete. Absolutely do, actually. Does some really nice kind of processing videos, which he time lapses through, which is an interesting approach. I like it. Let's see, 2 of the best YouTubers in one spot. Crikey. Well, I know Queeve's one of them, but I don't know who the other one is. Recharging the deskant helps a lot. Yeah, absolutely. If you can't get new deskant tablets easily, then drying them does work. But if you have the option to just put fresh ones in, I'd probably do that. They do degrade over time a little bit, and they can become prone to slight flaking. The deskant tablets I'm on about. What camera are you using for guiding? I don't know why I've still got my headlamp on, by the way. Camera you're using for guiding, it is a Player One Apollo M Mini. So it's actually a little solar cam, but because it's got such large pixels, it really picks up a lot of light, so you get a lot of choice when it comes to guide stars. So I'm using it on there for now. Working alright. Seems we're having some trouble recovering from dithers once again. Let's see, those declination, max duration will increase that a little bit. The aggression's already up, so can't really do anything with that. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Enough's gone wrong tonight. I don't really want to stir the pot and hopefully invite something else to go wrong. Just trying to catch up. Yeah, thanks again, Pete. Crikey, mate. All those gifted subs. I don't know what I'm going to do with my members credit list now at the end of the videos. It's going to be like a feature film. Unbelievable. What a nice problem to have, though. Wish I could get images like this, but I can't expect much from my little scope. I mean, a lot of it is down to gear, mate. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to reproduce this kind of image in, this is just 4 minutes that we're looking at on the screen without a ripping fast telescope like the RASA. But it's not to say you can't get beautiful images, so please don't feel kind of put off in any way from this. Are you getting any imaging done lately, Queeve? I know we stay in contact on a little chat and that, but it seems like we talk about everything apart from Astro mostly on there. Look at this. I'm starting to notice now a lot more background nebulosity popping up in the image. That's really cool to see. If you want, we can zoom in just a touch and take a look at the crescent itself. So as I say, this is about to just switch to 5 minutes that's being stacked now. So this is 5 total minutes. And that's looking nuts. You know, you can clearly see the oxygen shell around this thing. Even the fainter extensions up there. Don't know if you can make those out. Oh, crikey. Michael Clive, thank you very much indeed for that support, mate. That's extremely kind of you. Thanks for the tutorial videos. I was able to process a shot of the North American Nebula the way that exceeded my expectations because of your easy to follow videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's really encouraging to hear that, mate. And thank you again for the support, everybody, actually. I appreciate you all. Corinne, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Can you send some clear skies to London, please? I would if I could, mate. Yeah, you've had it a bit rough down there, haven't you? Hyperstar can get a little faster at f1.9. It can indeed, mate, yeah. Rainy season coming for you soon, Queeve. Got you. I remember you mentioning actually now. That's rough. Simon, sorry I've probably missed you, but if I haven't, on the off chance, thank you very much indeed for coming and spending some more of your evening with me, mate. I do appreciate it. I really do. I've had 1 hour of clear skies in the past 2 weeks, Queeve. Oof. That's rough. That's rough. Dave Kemp, my missus is happy that things have gone wrong. Now she's seen it happen to you. She says, see, it happens to everyone. Now stop moaning when it goes wrong here. Wise words, really. I can't knock her. Yeah, it always goes wrong, mate. That's the way of it, isn't it? Amazing image, thank you. These aren't 5-minute subs, no, these are 1-minute subs, and it is bottle 7. Kind of a low bottle 7 now, I suspect, but nonetheless, yeah. So this is currently what we're looking at, 6 total minutes on the Crescent, and I have to say, it looks alright, doesn't it? Even if I do say so myself. Rassers. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Really are a fine telescope once they're in fettle. You know what I mean? Love the live stacking. Thank you, mate. That's really cool. And by the way, see you later on, Queeve. Sorry if I've just missed you leaving there, mate. I appreciate you popping in. Experts in the room. Well, that's not me, but quick question for you. Should I buy an ASI 533MC or an ASI 585MC for your 150 PDS to image small galaxies? Ooh, good question. I think the good news here, Andy, at least from my perspective, is there is no wrong choice there. Both are really nice cameras, and both would do what you want. But the 585 has a slightly more usable end image form factor if you're going to be viewing it on digital screens and things like that. Being 16:9 rather than, you know, square format like the 533, and it has very slightly smaller pixels too. So you'll hopefully be getting every last iota of resolution from your scope. So that's probably the one that I'd go with, 585. But like I say, you could flip a coin, and whichever one you buy, you'd be happy with. I'm sure you would. Last time I tried to image was in May the 10th, the night we had the Aurora. Crikey, Corin, has it been that long? That's rough. So much easier to live stack in SharpCam. Absolutely, mate. You have another scope running tonight? If so, on what target? Asks Aaron. I do indeed. So we have the ASCAR 120 Apo running with a 585 based sensor, the Player One Uranus C Pro, and a dual narrowband filter, the Player One Anti-Halo Pro. So that's 3.5 nanometer in hydrogen and oxygen both. Really nice narrow filter, and Chloe's using that over on her rig right now. She's trying to get some data. 533 is better bit rate. Let's see. Are you using a dual narrowband filter? If so, which one? Lee asks. I am indeed, mate. Yeah, so this is on the RASA, so I need a f2 or, you know, fast focal ratio specific dual narrowband filter, which in my case on this session is the Optolong L Extreme f2, which is doing a pretty good job here. I can't see any notable halos on this really quite wide field of view. Take a look at that, eh? This is 8 minutes that we're looking at now, and things are filling in nicely. It's a very data rich area, and sorry if you guys can hear me sometimes swallowing air. It's a bit of a strange thing that seems to happen when I'm talking so much. How many times a day do you switch scopes and setups? So as soon as I wake up, before I make my first coffee, I'll go ahead and switch scopes. Yeah, no, it's this was in response to the request on last night's live stream. So I put out a little bit of a poll and asked people kind of what they wanted to see me switch to, and the RASA got all the votes effectively. Yeah, it took, I think, 75% of the votes. So I spent a few hours today getting it kind of set up, and apparently not good enough, because while it's working well, I had a little bit of a problem earlier on with the cable snag, so my cable management wasn't good enough, unfortunately. Let's see. Just being in the garden, it's lovely. Seeing crystal clean up here. Fantastic, mate. That is fantastic, Paul. Glad to hear that. The RAS is set up well, the cable's on the other end. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, Stefan. take a quick look at the sky over on Pete's cam. Not looking too bad. A little bit bright out there, as you can imagine, this time of the year. It isn't quite as bright as it looks on that sky camera. I have to say, when you look out with your eyes, it's a fair bit darker. But it is bright nonetheless. It's not like a winter's night, where it really is notably darker than this. So, hey Damien, good to see you. All your DSO videos on your 24-inch and 16-inch DOB with the 585. Nice. Ooh, up until a few days ago it was your biggest sensor, so I wonder what you've got now, mate. Interesting. Now we had a few suggestions. Let me just scroll back through and find a couple, and we'll put up a poll and we'll choose what we actually want to image next. Once we let the Crescent maybe get up to about a quarter of an hour or so, we're currently looking at just about to tick over to 10 minutes. And hopefully we can show you another nice target that you guys can enjoy along with me. Let me just see now. So I have to make a poll on this screen. Oops. Nearly started a question and answer session by accident. Target next. So I saw people suggesting the Propeller Neb, Seda region, / butterfly, I guess. The Crescent, someone suggested, and we are doing that already. I seem to have missed what people were saying. I'm sorry about that. The Veil, some people suggested that for sure. So, Veil Nebula. And shall we try and add one more if we can? Let's see. Oh, Diana, enjoy the night, Luke. You and the target. That's very kind of you. That's really kind. Thank you. I hope you have a really nice session with your band, Diana. Have a good one. Ed Holt, crikey mate, thank you for that. Been a good while since I scooped up any photons myself. 2 young kids will do that. Thanks for the great streams. Helps me feel like I'm connected to the hobby and gets me itching to get out again. Thank you. Hey, thank you. Thank you, mate. That's extremely kind of you. That's absolutely awesome. So you got a Poseidon then, Damien. That's really cool. I think you're gonna absolutely love it, mate. Large turret on the mount so you can rotate to a new setup instantly. Yeah, that would work. Andy Williams, many thanks. Luke, hey, many thanks. Andy, thanks for joining in, mate. Does it make any sense to image the Crescent with just a UV IR cut? If your skies are decently, then yeah, you could have a go with it, mate. I do like seeing these traditionally only imaged in narrowband targets sometimes taken with a broadband approach in the kind of natural state with the full spectrum of light. They kind of look good. It's going to be less contrasty than this kind of thing, but it will look different and it might, you know, really appeal to you. And if we can go for one more suggestion real quick, sorry. I'm glad you like the view from the sky cam. Orion, that's really cool. Seda region, Velneb. Yeah, Tulip as well. I don't know if we can hit the bubble right now, can we? Tulip. And okay, we'll go with that. That's 4 options. We'll hit that one up and see what people reckon. Michael Clive at Ed Alt for real. A baby and a toddler took you 18 months to build out a permanent setup in the back. Oh man. Thanks to all who subscribed. I've gained more subscribers tonight than I have in the past few months. Pete! Oh man, I'm so happy for you. That's really cool. That is really cool. Yeah, crikey, that's really cool. Let me just double check what's going on. Yeah, if you haven't already, go check out Pete's Astrophotography. Really cool videos. He's working through some pixie sight processing stuff. Northern Lights, he caught them absolutely way better than I ever possibly could. As you can see, he's putting out content, puts the work in, and could you hope to meet a nicer chap? No, you couldn't. So yeah, a nice little shout out there, Pete. And boy, do I ever mean it, mate. Yeah. Thank you again for all the support, by the way. Absolute legend, mate. So currently, where are we at with the poll? Not actually showing up properly for me, guys, unfortunately. I don't mean to be looking away from you. It's just I've got an alternate view on this screen. Sorry about the delay with this. All right, so we've had 42 votes. Oops. And hopefully, pop this back over here for us a sec. Right. I've got myself in a little bit of a mess here on my streaming software, but it don't matter. We can still continue on, I'm sure. So we're currently looking, by the way, at 13 minutes total exposure. I'm just about to tick over to 14. Single minute exposures taken with the RASA 11 through a dual narrowband filter. Pretty darn nice. Let's just see. Fame at last. That's awesome. Paul says Veil. Got you. Thank you for that, Stefan. For some reason, the poll's not working properly for me. I can see the Veil now. Just popped up at 38%, but I can't see any of the other options. Rather annoyingly. So, any last minute votes, fire them in for something you want to see before I close the poll, and then we'll go to whichever is in the lead. Thanks for letting me know about that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's gone wrong with this thing. So I can see 37% now on the Veil. Luke, if you charge for babysitting, you could buy a 36-inch knob. Can you imagine? Crikey. I always see overcooked Veil images. Remind me of some kind of deep-fried sea fish. Oh, man. Deep-fried. I read deep-fried. I've got food on the brain. Some kind of deep sea fish. Got ya. So it looks like the Veil's winning. So we will go with the Veil. Let's try that. Propeller was behind at 28. Got ya. So Veil Nebby 38. Propeller 28. So I guess there's our next two targets. The Veil and the Propeller. Seems to make sense. So let's go ahead, get ourselves set up now. This is the last view over here of the Crescent. I have to say, for just a quarter of an hour, a little bit less actually, this is just 14 minutes. I'm impressed. If we just zoom in before we actually go off this thing and take a little look. This is the Crescent itself. You can see that oxygen shell now really extends quite a way out. Wonderful target. Has to be said, a wonderful target. And this region down at the bottom, incredible stuff right there. Let's just take a little closer look at that too. Awesome. I wonder what this would look like with, you know, 15 hours, not 15 minutes. I bet it'd be pretty unbelievable. A lot of nice structure to this dark nebulosity down here as well. It seems there's some filamentary nebula just popping into the view at the bottom of the screen right there as well. So that's the view. Let's see. Yeah, just go ahead and make sure that's saved. And I'm not going to use sharp cap for the pointing. We're instead going to flip back to Nina real quick. And we'll use NGC, is it 6990? Part of the veil. That should get us close, and then we can do the rest of the framing together. Hopefully, we'll get a nice view for you. Let's see. Well, that's not right. Veil. Oh, I could just search Veil Nebula. What a bloody fool I am. Should have made 4 options all the same. Yeah. I'll never look at the Veil Nebula the same after hearing someone say it looked like a deep fried sea fish. Sorry about that, mate. Yeah. I've ruined it for you. What's going on here? Why are we apparently not allowed to look at the veil? I'm in the right region, aren't I? NGC 6990. Yeah. And 6979, that might put us on it per hat. Anybody any idea what's gone wrong in Nina here? We may have to use sharp cap for pointing at this rate. Let's see what we get. I think the Veil Nebula looks like the Xenomorph from Alien. Yeah. With the kind of extended head thing, yeah. There we go, that's found it for us. So, if you're happy with the framing about that, what'd you say? That looks alright to me. You guys are cool with that, we'll go with it, and then looks like we can get basically the whole thing with the rasa and the full frame, so yeah, let's go for that actually. Slew and center. Since it's been a while since the last autofocus as well, I'll just run one of those real quick, and I've actually just realised I'd best check this cable. Back in a sec. Panic over. Crikey. So in the 3-second long plate solving exposures, we can plainly see the whole thing. That bodes well. I think when it comes to 60-second subs, we're going to see an absolute ton, aren't we? Sorry if I've missed any messages, guys. Cosmic Ray says it looks very, very harsh. I guess it could, mate, if that's not what you're used to seeing, yeah. Best pick of the veil was on accident. Set the camera on it and walked away, says Ben. Fantastic, mate. Let's go ahead and start the autofocus. Also think the Flame Nebula looks corny. I quite like the flame when it's in context with the rest of the, you know, the horse head. That kind of thing. Cable watch, good shout, Stefan, yeah. I'd forgot myself for a moment there, mate. Take an image of a flower in your garden. How much processing do you do on it? I guess I can appreciate what you're saying, but it's two totally different things, isn't it? I mean, one, you've absolutely no chance of seeing without processing, really. Whereas the other, a flower, you can quite plainly see, in just about any conditions, camera or not. So not really an apples to apples comparison. Super wide field, yeah. Framing looks good, thank you. That's I think we'll be all right with that. Pareidolia for the win. Always interesting seeing how people perceive images. I've never heard of that term. So is that when you see things where they aren't? You just pick out shapes and faces in clouds and things like that, I imagine. Don't forget the brisket, Luke. You've remembered. Honestly, mate, I forgot the brisket, and I actually took it off my still hot barbecue at 2:30 a.m. last night, and it was lovely. So yeah, rescued that one. Click determine camera rotation so you can see how it will frame, Paul. Good shout, Paul. I did do that earlier on, and we are located really squarely at 0 degrees / 180 degrees. Brody, gotta go going bowling. Enjoy your bowling, mate. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic session with that. Didn't click on the load button. I think it didn't register your click. Could be, mate. Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time I've made a daft mistake like that. If we keep an eye on the star that comprises the main one in the Witcher's broom there, we can see when it's landed on focus, and that looks good. It's binned, and yeah, let's go ahead. I think we're good. Untick the camera from here. Let's get stuck in on sharp cap once again. The same 60-second exposures, and let's go for it. Looks good. Live stack. That's it. I see, Pete. Nice one. Let's see. The Bob Ross of processing. Yeah. Just happy little accidents. Absolutely love Bob Ross. What a guy. Right, I just need 2 seconds. Let's get this first frame in, and then I need to use the bathroom, as I'm afraid, as the saying goes, my back teeth are swimming. Let's see how this first one looks. It should be coming through on the screen for us any second now. The flats are applied, so we're good there. And are we guiding on an appropriate star? We are. It's just recovering from a dither. Good to see, and there you have it. 1 single minute on the veil. Rasa, man. What a ridiculous telescope to own. Jeez. That's ridiculous. Right. Back in just a moment, guys. Won't be long. Whew, I'm back. Don't forget to mute the mic when you're in the washroom. Oh man, what film was that now? Meet the Fockers or something like that. Can't remember. I don't know if you've ever seen Police Squad as well, but he did that as well. Inspector Frank Drebin, Police Squad. First comment I read. No astrocatheter for long sessions, Cosmic Ray. Yep, I think that's the next needed upgrade. I'm glad you like this one, Casey. That's really cool, mate. Yeah, crikey. We're looking at 2 total minutes now, about to be 3, just as I've said that. So, no shortage of signal, is there? I'll just strengthen the stretch a little bit. Might be a little bit strong, but all the same, you know, we're doing EAA, not really astrophotography as such. So we really want to see what's going on, and I think we can see just about every fleck of nebulosity in this thing. I'm happy to see the RASA seems to really be playing ball now with this full frame camera. That's pretty damn cool. Stars in the corners are looking good. Now we can really inspect them, you know what I mean? Because we took those flats earlier in the session. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Dead pleased with that. Just a pity I tried to sabotage myself earlier. Let's see. I've no doubt missed a couple of comments. I'm sorry about that, guys. Naked Gun. That's it, Naked Gun. Did I say Police Squad? I think I did. Did you hit the gym today? Not today, Nathan. I did yesterday, so I'm still sore. Thanks for checking in, though. I'm actually really impressed you've remembered from the New Year's video. Still got my New Year's resolution list right behind me, actually. Keep it on me. Just there. I'm doing most of those. That's not too bad. Come on, go back behind you, bugger. Ooh. Rafa, hello there, mate. Good to see you. That's exactly where you got it from, Naked Gun. Yeah. Is the RASA worth it? Asks War Thunder. You've got a Skywatch at 150p. And considering getting something that requires a little less maintenance. Now, that's a tough one to answer. Because once the RASA's up and running and working properly, it requires pretty much no maintenance, really. But getting it there can be an absolute nightmare, mate. I'll be honest with you, it can be a nightmare. These scopes, when things go wrong, are just horrendous. But equally, when they're working, you know, nicely, nothing beats them. Gil Paul, but that's some 10,000 year old supernova remnant for you. Amazing target. Incredible stuff. Is this the one that was observed by Chinese astronomers? I think. Please do let me know if I'm mixed up on that one. Or is that maybe the crab? What is the camera connection to the RASA? Asks AZ Ray. It's M54 in this case, Ray. I went for the absolute biggest that I possibly could in order to minimize the chance of mechanical vignette with that really kind of sharply angled light cone that's no doubt going from the RASA. Looks great. Never imaged the veil before, so that will be going on the list, says Pete. Awesome. That's really, really good, Pete. I'm glad to hear you like the look of it. I noticed that now we're 5 minutes into the stack, probably about to be 6 in a moment. I don't know if you guys can see this through the YouTube stream, but there is clearly quite a lot of oxygen showing up right in the middle here. A rift of it almost. Straight through the center. Can you guys make that out on the stream? Just there? Interesting stuff. Yesterday sounds good. I'm about to ask you if you've been keeping up with art. I've let that slip a little bit, Nathan. I have, and I'm sad about it, mate. I've got all the stuff, and I am going to do some more painting soon. I did a lot more that I didn't actually share on the channel, but yeah. Or enjoying myself. I just don't know what happened. I think I just got too busy. Have you got the satellite remover on switched on in SharpCap? Asks Rob. I don't, mate. Actually, no. I've not tried it. I've noticed it's a feature now. Remove satellite trails. You can't see it for my my bonds, I realise, but it's not on. So I think we've just been lucky. I don't know if you can maybe see, but there are some trails off to this side of the image. You can see cutting straight through, maybe. That's popping up for you on stream. And crikey, look at that filament detail. It's actually worth taking a look around these images, ain't it? So much rich nebulosity there, you know what I mean? I'd love to be able to see something like this visual, you know, with a large Dobsonian or something. I know it wouldn't look anything like this, but even so, I can imagine it's a bit of a thrill seeing that kind of thing. Rassus is a beast. Don't make me buy 2 Rassus, says Ghost Flyer. Crikey. The crab. Ah, right, okay. That's the one that was observed. I'm with you. Thanks for the clarification there. The veil is older. Yeah, I guess so. It's so much bigger. It's had more time to expand, eh? Well, it could also be distance as well, can it? But it is time, as you say. Jimmy's great in keeping your body and mind in good nick, says Damien. Truer words never spoken, mate. Yeah, you always feel better when you've been active, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. I know when I don't look after myself properly, everything else just like starts falling to bits a little bit as well, you know what I mean? When you take your flats, how do you create your master flat and master dark to import into SharpCap? Asks Hi on Helium. So I just let SharpCap do the whole thing. This is only 10 flats and 10 bias frames. It created everything for me automatically using capture and capture flat. And at the start of the stream, if you missed it, if you want to go back and watch at some point, you can see me doing the whole thing live. That might be helpful for you. Love your focal length, JD Partridge. I had to do a mosaic to get what you've got in one frame. Yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to capture all this. I have to say it's one of the first times I've been able to see the whole of the veil in one single frame. And Sam, yes, this is the Raster 11, buddy. Hopefully get to play with your Raster tonight, Psycho. That's really cool. Let's see. Crab went off in 1054 AD. Good to know, mashed potato. Been great fun, but I have to go. See you later on, Ray. That's really nice of you to spend some time, buddy. Hey there, Chuck. Nice of you to pop by in the chat, buddy. How you been doing? Old school raver there. Oh, thank you very much indeed for that, mate. That's extremely kind. Your support is greatly appreciated. It'll help me pay for that new new bloody mount cable I need. Crikey. That's for the rainy days. Yeah, indeed, mate. Fruity, finally caught a live stream. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier, mate, so I haven't had a chance to reply to it yet. But yeah, this was another last minute kind of decision to just go live. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit of a bugger for it. Sorry about that. What I get in 8 hours, you've got in 8 minutes. Oh, crikey. Please don't feel, you know, disillusioned at all. It's just a lot of this is down simply to gear. Having the super fast telescope is such a boon. Been great seeing some of the other astrophotographers I follow. Now we need Trevor and Nico. Steve Morris in Australia has a 3 RASA setup. I've seen that. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. NASA just did a time lapse of the Veil Nebula changing over the years with Hubble data, says Mashed Potato. That's super cool, mate. We'll have to see if we can find that. Oh, thank you very much, Chuck. That's really kind of you to say, mate. You're the live stream king, buddy. So that means a lot coming from you. Thank you. Luke and Chuck, it's a party now. It is indeed. Cheers to you. Ouch. Impressive how great the Veil looks here. It's not even processed. Says Big Lee. I agree, mate. It's absolutely nuts just what the speed of these RASAs can do for you. So we're looking now at 9 minutes, just live stacked, and with a very rudimentary black level and mid level stretch. And that's it. We do have flats applied, of course, in case you missed me mentioning that back at the start of the stream, but yeah, not bad. Needed a little bit stronger stretch than that, I think, there, Lukey boy. Nothing but clouds in Detroit the past couple of days. Oh, hope it changes for you soon, Chuck. Veil looks awesome. Thank you, mate. That's really kind. I think, please do let me know if I'm wrong, guys, but did we say we were going to do the butterfly next? First light on a 10-inch Quattro tonight. Ooh, very nice stuff, mate. Sorry, I've got hiccups now. Does Stan approve of your live stacking? He hates mine. I don't know who Stan is, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah, 9 minutes. 10 minutes now. 10 minutes. Propeller. Is that what was second, Stefan? Thank you. Communities are great. Right, then Propeller. Awesome. So, I guess while this is continuing on its stack just a little bit, we can go ahead and find the Propeller Nebula, which is, what's its NGC designation? Does anybody know off the top of their heads? 6914? Is that correct? Framing. Let's take a quick look. So NGC 6914. Well, it looks correct on there on the Dark Sky calculator. And don't forget the cable watch. You're absolutely right, Stefan. Yeah. Cheap cable alert from Cheap Astro, yeah. 100%. Sam Falk asks, RASA 11 or Quattro 300p? Oof, 2 very different beasts, mate. 2 very, very different beasts. They're very different price points too, aren't they? If you could choose either, and you're up for a challenge, go for the RASA. Yeah, I can't really say too much bad about my RASA now it's working properly. Nathan Bernard, currently imaging Oxygen 3 data of the Flying Bat and the Squid Nebula. Very nice. That's one heck of a faint one, the Squid. Forecast looks bad for you continually in Detroit there, Chuck. Oh, no. 1 meter, Chloe. Yeah, about that. Right then, so we'll let this go just a couple more minutes, if you're okay with that, guys. Get it up to around 15 minutes or so, and then we'll move on to the Propeller, and probably finish the night on that, I imagine, once we've had a good quarter of an hour or so on that thing. Clouds the past couple of days, try months. Yeah, says Ghost Flyer. Yeah, that's rough. Denny, thanks for the membership. We've had a few gifted memberships tonight, Denny. Yeah, it's been unbelievable, mate. Welcome aboard, by the way. NGC 6914 is right. Ah, perfect. Yeah, it looks like we've got it. If you're happy with that framing, by the way, guys, on Nina, we'll get the propeller in there and also a little bit of this dark nebulosity if you're interested. If not, I can just kind of focus solely on the propeller. Whatever's most interesting to you guys, do let me know. Oh, crikey. Chuck, thank you so much for that, mate. That's extremely, extremely kind. Jeez. Oh, mate. We've gained so many members tonight. It's absolutely awesome. Thank you all so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you again. Rasa, if your mount could handle it, most importantly, says Astro Island. Yeah, I would argue potentially the Rasa might be slightly easier to mount than the 300 Quattro. Bit of a toss-up, really. Those 12-inch newts are pretty darn big, but, you know, there's not much to them once you do get them up in the air. I remember my 12-inch 300 PDS was a bit of a beast, though. That thing weighed 70 pounds when it were ready for imaging. Okay, sorry, I keep blocking this view. Welcome aboard, by the way, all the new members, and thanks again, Chuck. That's absolutely awesome of you, mate. You're a legend of the astrophotography community, and we're very lucky to have you. Quattro challenge. I'm living it now. Yeah. Let's see. What southern target would you go for if you could? Ooh. Now, I was asked this by a friend from Australia a while back, and I said the Crescent Nebula. But I think maybe the large and small Magellanic Clouds would be really cool to see as well. Oh, crikey. Palmer, thank you so much for that, mate. Looking to buy some filters for my S50. Which ones should I go for? I live under a Bortle 8 sky. I'd probably go with something like an Optilong L Extreme, L Ultimate, that kind of way on. And that should get you the results that you're looking for. Yeah, that's probably where I'd be looking. If you're after dual narrowband, that is, mate. Do let me know if you were more referring to standard light pollution filters, as I have something else to say about that one, really. I don't really fully recommend standard light pollution filters in a lot of situations. Right. Let's go ahead now. We'll cancel this stack as soon as it reaches 14 minutes. I think it should just be stacking that 14th minute now, unless I've missed it. You know what? It's not important. We'll come off this. Let's go ahead and go for that framing that we looked for. So we'll reconnect. I'm still happy that focus is going to be fine on this. So yeah, if you're happy with the framing, guys, we'll go for that. And there is the propeller. It should be all right. Let's go ahead and slew and center and watch the cable. Giving me absolute nightmares is that cable at this point. At least we've not moved too far. Everything we've done so far has really just been up in Cygnus, hasn't it? Red is really popping. It really was looking good, wasn't it, Pluto? Pleased with it. Tarantula Nebula or the Southern Seagull. Yeah, there's some good suggestions for your once in a lifetime Southern Skies shot. And Pete's cam, sorry, I did forget. Yeah, that's my bad. We can show you a little bit of Pete's camera for a minute, potentially, unless it's crashed. Which I'm not sure if it has. We do appear to have lost Pete's cam. Very odd. Just go ahead and reconnect that. Unfortunately, guys, I think Pete's cam is out of action for the rest of this stream, rather embarrassingly. I'll leave it registered. Hopefully, it should pick back up. Has Pete left? That would explain it. No, it's still here. Yeah, that should be set up now. Anyway, we'll go ahead, reconnect. Holder in sharp cap. Kick things off once again. Make sure we're guiding on an appropriate start. That looks a little bit faint to me, you know. Not happy with some of these dither recoveries either. They're a bit wild. Don't really like to be seeing that, but what else could go wrong tonight? You know what I mean? Let's hit live stack and see what we get, eh? Like Pete's dragon, it's gone puff and disappeared. Pete hasn't paid the bill. Pete has more than paid the bill. Crikey. Jeez. So we're 40 odd seconds into that first exposure, by the way. It should take a little bit to process once the minute's up. And we'll have a reasonable image, I would imagine. Everything else has been working really well. Are you planning on doing more research on the long exposures versus short exposures? I was really intrigued by the differences. Yeah, me too, mate. And yes, I absolutely am. I just fancied to change things a little bit for a short period. So I've got a video on optics cleaning with the polymer that I've got planned coming up. So that's 1 minute, by the way, that we're looking at on the screen right there. I should adjust the stretch ever so slightly. I've also got an image on shooting tiny little targets, Planetary Nebula, that thing, 2 different ways with 2 very different setups. So you could decide which way you might want to pursue yourselves if you're interested in that kind of thing. And then probably we'll get back on with, you know, the long versus short and try and wrap that kind of thing up with some narrowband tests. I think that could be interesting. Let's see. Pete paid for the camera. Pete did pay for the camera. Yeah, with just tonight's support. Unbelievable. More than. What's your strategy for setting gain on your camera? Asks Isaac. Good question, mate. Generally speaking, these days I'm not too concerned with it. If my camera that I'm using has a high conversion gain gate, I'll use it at that point or above. But generally speaking, once you're into HCG gain mode, you're fine. You're already winning. You know, going from that point to max gain or something doesn't reduce your read noise by very much. So, you know, you lose more than you gain, I'd say, in many cases, by the lost dynamic range in increasing the gain too much. So we've gone for a fairly moderate setting tonight, 250. Hope that answers that one for you. First contact polymer, been looking at that product lately. Yes, indeed, it is the first contact polymer that I'm looking at. Try and get Pete's cam working back up again. This is, well, we have it there. I'll just try and sort it out on the opposite screen so I'm not blocking the view. Very, very odd. Big Lee, do you use the L Ultimate at all, or strictly the Extreme? So, for my f2 telescope, the Celestron Rasa, they only have the L Extreme f2, so I use that one. Can't go too narrow of a band pass on extremely fast telescopes. They're very hard to push onto band, if you will. You have to buy pre-shifted filters. Oh, Sam Falk, thank you very much indeed for that, mate. Did you see Dylan's video on active optics? Would a harmonic mount be better suited for it than a traditional mount? I haven't seen Dylan's video, but if you're mentioning active optics, the mount shouldn't matter too much, as it's the optics themselves that shift around. They try to counteract the scintillation of the atmosphere, you know what I mean? That kind of fast, high frequency movement, and it's usually measured with a laser too at the same time. So that's as far as I understand adaptive optics. So in my location, let's say, even if I could get it, probably couldn't use it due to local laws around using lasers, that kind of thing. I'll have to catch that video though. That does sound interesting. Down with the Cygnus. Disturbed. Ben McLaren, nice one. Let's see. The theory being that zero backlash would pair better with super fast refresh guiding. Yeah, I can see that, but I think, like I say, with the active optics, adaptive optics, that kind of thing, it's not really the mount that has to move. Can you imagine, let's say, if you had a very big telescope, the amount of inertia that you'd be adding to the equation by trying to catch up with those high frequency movements would leave you with practically a vibrating telescope. So instead they keep the moving mass very low. So the thing that's moving is actually just a couple of refractive elements, as far as I understand it. If anybody knows more about this kind of thing, please do feel free to correct anything that I'm saying wrong, but yeah. Harshal says, will you recommend the RC10 truss tube with an AM5? Ooh. I feel like it's possible on an AM5 if the rest of your rig is very light. Other than that, I'm going to say no. I think it's probably, if you have a normal standard, like a mini PC mounted to the telescope along with a filter wheel and a mono camera and stuff, I reckon it's just going to be a little bit too much. Airports hate this technique, yeah. Yes, indeed. Adaptive optics are also relatively cheap. Only tens of millions of dollars. So one of my cheapest Astro purchases then, I imagine. Yeah, crikey. I didn't realise they cost that much, mate. That's unbelievable. Jeez. This is looking okay, though. 4 minutes we're looking at right now. How many years have you been involved with astrophotography? Asked Nathan Bernard. Ooh, good question. 2008, I think. I got my first telescope, like proper telescope. I had some more when I was a kid, of course, but now I'm a big kid. I needed to evolve to bigger telescopes. And actually, there was a guy in chat earlier, astrophotography the right way, and when it came to time for me to sell that telescope, he came and bought it, as it happens, and he lived locally, you know what I mean, that kind of thing, and he enjoyed it for a while, and then later down the line I bought some of my astrophotography telescopes from him. Keep it local if you can, support your local telescope dealer. It's interesting to make sense that the mirror shifting won't necessarily fix everything, since you can't flex the mirror all over at different rates. Yeah. I guess there's multiple problems with the active optics thing. It works for an extremely small field of view, but if you're trying to do something wide like this, let's say, there's various different pockets of micro seeing happening all over the place. So you've got your normally measured seeing. But just like when you look at an image of the moon, or a live feed rather of the moon on your screen for a while, you'll notice that pockets of it, if you're looking at a large enough field of view, can momentarily go clear while the rest of it's swishing around like a swimming pool. So you can only correct for the small amount that you're looking through at that moment in time. So for wide field, I don't think it's ever really going to be possible. First time caller, long time listener. Awesome. What equipment are you running, Luke? Looks great, by the way. Thank you, Craig. And thank you for joining the conversation, mate. You're very welcome. So I'm using the Celestron RASA 11 V2, which is an f2.2 astrograph. It's no use for anything other than astrophotography. Can't look through it, you know what I mean, or anything like that. Paired it up with a full frame camera tonight, the Play One Zeus IMX 455 based camera. So think a ASI 6200 MC, that kind of thing, if you're familiar with those cameras. And in terms of filtration, we've just got a dual narrowband filter, the Optilong L Extreme F2. Lots of only hydrogen here. Absolutely. Yeah, you're quite right, Cosmic Ray. You'll note there is a small region of reflection nebulosity just trying to poke through over there. I'm fairly familiar with this region because I shot it last year with no filters whatsoever. You know, just, well, UV IR cut. This particular segment, rather. Again with the RASA. And it popped up absolutely wonderfully. I will try and find the image for you, actually, and see. But I just need to double check something on Pete's cam and see if we can get the thing working again, because this is rather annoying. Can't be having Pete pay for this cam and then not able to see his own cam. You know what I mean? Let's see. 03 preview. Yeah. We seem to be a bit stuck with that one. It's very odd. Hey, back on. Welcome back, Pete's cam. Let you have the limelight for a moment there, mate. That's pretty cool. I believe my friend Astronomy Live has an S-Big adaptive optics unit. Not entirely sure how his works, but he's talked about it in videos. Very cool. I can see it helping with short exposure during galaxy season. Yep. Oh, crikey. Stefan. Absolutely fantastic, mate. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. That is extremely, extremely kind. You guys have gone berserk tonight with the gifted subs. It's been unbelievable. What can I say? Thank you again. Thank you so much. And welcome aboard, by the way, everybody, to my channel memberships. I wouldn't look for anything too incredible to do with the memberships. You do get channel badges the longer you stay a member and that kind of thing. And I do try to always make sure that I reply to member comments as fast as I possibly can. But I also, in the same breath, I try to keep everything free for everyone, as I know that not everybody's got spare cash. Do you know what I mean? So it's a support-only system, and my word, have you guys supported me through it. So thank you very much, very, very much indeed tonight. Unbelievable. Isaac asks, by the way, before I miss this one, I do want to address it. I'd noticed that you changed the game between your exposures in your long versus short exposure tests. What was your reasoning for doing that? So I wanted to standardize the amount of brightness that I was capturing in each frame by making the histogram representation look similar, Isaac. And that really was all there was to it. So I was confident because I wasn't clipping anything off the left-hand side of the histogram, that would be this, or the right over there. Every bit of data that I was capturing was fitting comfortably inside. That the lessened bit rate from a higher, lessened bit depth rather, from a higher gain wouldn't cause me any issues. And luckily, as the experiment showed, it really didn't. Crikey, yeah, I'm just catching up with chat, but thank you again, Stefan. Thank you, everybody. Actually, tonight the amount of support's been fantastic. You will see your names, by the way, credited in future videos. So any video really that's above about 5 minutes in length or so, I like to put a credits list on at the end, so you get to see your name up in lights, if that if that matters to you. I know a lot of people like it. Hey Stu, by the way, Patreon member there, Stu Parker. Awesome to see you. Found and sent the active optics link to you on WhatsApp. Thank you, Robert. I'll absolutely check that out later on tonight, buddy. Just catching up. Everyone's a member. They are indeed. Yeah. Unbelievable. Do you have a Discord community? I don't, actually. A few people have asked, and I don't really know if it's something I should do. I don't think I could give it the attention that it would deserve. Do you know what I mean? What kind of cam is peak cam? The best kind of cam. It is a, actually it's a Reolink CX410. I picked it up, would you believe it, just from Amazon, as it happens. I did a little bit of research into a suitable camera that I could use as a pseudo all-sky cam, and settled on this thing because of its extremely capable low-light sensor and f1 aperture. So it's a very fast lens. Along with it, as you can see, it can see really rather well in the dark. Hope that helps answer that one for you. Deep Space Astro, how's it going, buddy? Really nice to see you in chat, mate. Hope you're having some clear skies, dare I ask? The neat thing is, even if someone isn't watching live, they can get gifted a membership. That's really cool. What camera are you using for the ObsiView? As I say, a Reolink CX410. Fruity. Oh, crikey, I've just seen something from Ghost Flyer there as well. 1 second, sorry. Just catching up. Oh, crikey. Thank you very much indeed for that support there, Ghost Flyer. That is very, very, very kind of you. You guys have been friggin' amazing tonight, and I can't say thank you enough. It really makes a huge difference. Jason, hello there, buddy. Good to see you in chat again. Hope you've cooled off just a little bit, but somehow I can't see it in Arizona. Wonder what would have happened if you had ran the exposure test with the same gain. Would there be a difference? So Isaac, I did that as part of my the slower test. So I did 5 minutes versus 1 minute on the ASCAR 120. You may have missed that video, but I kept the gain the same in that one because some people asked, you know, did I accidentally, while trying to make things fair, inadvertently skew things one way or the other? And it turns out that no, you know what I mean? To cut a long story short, as long as you're using like the HCG gain or above, really, and not too ridiculously above, thumbs up, you know, you're getting the most from your setup, that kind of thing. Astro Island, Grexpert, NoiseX, or PixInsight noise reduction, which do you prefer? Absolutely, in my case, NoiseXTerminator, but Grexpert is very good as well and is free. So, you know what I mean? Give it a go. I think the best results that I've seen have been from NoiseX, though, when you get real close in and look. But there ain't that much in it, you know what I mean? Grexpert's still very good. And I think PixInsight noise reduction lags quite far behind. Chuck has his moderators run his Discord. Really good to see. I could maybe make that kind of thing work. I want to build an all-sky cam and have it running as often as I can. It's a future project. I mean, they do look really... Oh, crikey, I've just seen something else. They do look really good. Thank you very much indeed, KPMV, for that donation, mate. That's extremely kind of you. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you. Thank you very much indeed. What can I say? Outpouring of support tonight has been phenomenal. It's taken us neatly up to just about astronomical dawn as well, so I think we will finish after this target, and I'll just say again, as always, you know, thank you very much indeed for spending your evening with me. It's been extremely, you know, I'm grateful. Go buy yourself an ale. Yes. You know what, Ghost? Since you say so, I will crack a beer after this stream. I absolutely will. And cheers to you, good sir. I've got some in the fridge, ice cold. So, what better way to finish a, shall we say, an eventful evening of astronomy? But you guys have made it absolutely awesome either way. Clear skies in Arizona, but still equipment is inside as it's hot. Yeah, I can only imagine, mate. Stan. Hey there, Stan. Just caught up. The likes a bit with my other profile, so that's extremely kind of you, cheap ass. Oh, mate. Your support is greatly appreciated, buddy. Grexpert has recently added 2 days ago a new denoising algorithm. Very good. Well, we can only expect that it would probably close that gap even more than between, NoiseXTerminator and Grexpert. I'd say if you're looking to purchase the software or get some free software, then probably go in that case and save yourself some money and go with Grexpert for that side of things. But if you don't have it yet, I really would recommend BlurXTerminator, man. It's of all the money I've spent in astronomy, and it's been a lot over the years, that's probably been the best single $100 that I ever spent as BlurXTerminator. Morning to you, Damien. Would you like to have a Raspberry Pi all-sky camera? I would, Ray, yeah. I think it'd be really cool to have that kind of wider all-sky field of view with a little dome on and things like that. I think that would be really cool. Swedish krona. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Crikey, mate. That's an awful lot of support then. Thank you again, KPMV. That's awesome. I am lost for what to say. I just hope you guys know that I do appreciate you all a great deal. Brother, I got a bail. Come to Houston and I'll take you flying. That is one hell of an offer, Ghost Flyer. That is one hell of an offer. I may take you up on that one day, buddy. That's awesome of you to say. Just realised it's 2:30 AM where you are. Go get some rest, mate. I will do shortly, mate. Yeah, if we just check Pete's cam again. 2:26 and 25 seconds as it happens. And we are just entering astronomical dawn. Starting to crack for us. Thanks for the show. You're more than welcome. More than welcome. Yo, sorry, Chloe. One more, I'll stop now. I could do one more if you guys want. One more exposure. Yeah, take another exposure, Chloe, and then stop so we don't start getting dawn light in it. But if you guys can think of anything last minute that we can take a few minutes look at, I'm more than down for it. What focal length is the raster? Ask Ben McLaren. It's 620 millimeters, buddy. BXT is the best investment you can make. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Cosmic Ray, where do I send it? Oh, mate, that's very kind of you to offer. I couldn't possibly take that kind of thing from you, though, mate. That's extremely good of you, though. Current denoising feature crashes when hardware acceleration is turned on. I'll be releasing a video on a temporary fix soon. Very nice. Seen a video today of a Cessna getting approval to do a flyby of the shuttle landing strip. Wow. Thoughts on the Dwarf Free Smart Telescope? I've only seen a little teaser of it, William, and it doesn't look that different to the Dwarf 2, I have to say. So I don't know yet. I would have hoped to have seen some large changes, but it physically looks like the same sort of device, so I can expect maybe, a change in sensors, and that's about it, probably. Butterfly or tulip? Yeah, someone did mention, didn't they, the butterfly earlier. I think we could probably go for that. So we've hit 15 minutes on this. We'll have a last little stab just for a few minutes. Why not? At the butterfly Insider. Does anybody have the NGC designation for that? I realise I'm being very demanding of chat tonight. It's just you guys help out a lot actually with that. We'll go for the butterfly. We'll try that one. IC 1318. Thank you, Duck. I see. Ooh, did that register? Yeah, seems to have Yeah, we'll go for a couple of minutes on this one, and then we'll call the stream. We can't go too long, unfortunately, as I say, dawn's starting to break. It's got stuck in. Ooh, wire. Oh, is that yours? Crikey. Oh, Chloe, nearly gave me an heart attack. I heard a mount start to slew, and I thought it was mine. Oh yeah. Let's go with that. That's some nice framing. So, slew and center. Yeah, barely had to move, so we're okay. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Should have been the Dwarf 2.1. Yeah, potentially, mate. That would have been better to call it a bit of an increment. Catalog for supernova remnants. I see dead stars. Asik Astro, hi from Sweden. Hey there, mate. Good to see you. So it looks like we've hit our target. Let's go ahead now. We'll go with the same focus. I'm sure it's fine. And let's get this last target fired up for you guys. Are we guiding on an appropriate star? Nah. Not what I'd really like, to be honest. So we're going to go with something a little bit meatier. That's good. You can see we're just clipping the top. So it is saturated, but not by much. We won't tell anybody. Yeah, live stack. Let's go. Everything else is set up right, so this should be okay. I imagine the first exposure on this, even just 1 minute, is going to look phenomenal, as it seems to be such a bright target. You know what I mean? You have a couple of Raspberry Pi cams with 150-degree lenses. Oof. Trifid too low. Unfortunately, Ben, it is just a little bit too low, mate. Yeah. I just searched through my old pictures for you. I did manage to get one shot of the Trifid a long time ago. And that's been my only shot ever of it from the observatory. Try and find it for you. I'm just searching through my old pictures real quick. So there you have, by the way, on the screen, 1 single minute on the butterfly. Crikey. Unbelievable to see. Oh, come on, Luke. Why can't you find this? Ah, got it. Yeah, the Trifid. That was... my telescope's aperture was half blocked by the observatory wall for that one. We're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes, I think, of total exposure as well, just live stacked. There it was. And the target that we shot just before that, by the way, as well, I did mention I'd shot it before, and here that was, with a little bit of processing and stuff. So that's that reflection nebula region that really got brought out, because this shot here that you're looking at was taken with just UV IR cut filtration, so no dual narrowband or anything like that. And that was an APS-C camera. In that case, from Bortle 7 Skies. Didn't turn out too bad. That's the RASA for you. Once again, you know what I mean? It's like cheat codes for astronomy. Can you get the Eagle, says Stan. I can, Stan, yeah, for a very short period per night. At this time of the year, maybe 20 minutes or so, I can, if it's the right moment, I can catch it. I think we're probably outside of the window for it now, unfortunately. Might let it get a little bit late, but yeah, let's just lessen this stretch very slightly. Ooh, just a touch up from there. Looks good to me. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty. There's so much structure to the dark nebula in these regions that I've never really appreciated quite so much before. It's already popping out with just 2 minutes of total exposure time, you know what I mean? Copy of. Yeah. That's my lazy Canva thumbnails. That is. I keep just like making a copy of a one single template that I've got. Seeing how long it'll get. Caught up with chat, crazy times. I know, Stefan. It's been unreal. Thanks for the stream. It was a pleasure as always. Hey, thank you again for your support, Stefan. Very, very, very much appreciated, buddy. Always nice to chat to everybody. Stu has an offline question. I'll contact you later. No problem, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, crikey, eh? We're looking right now at 3 total minutes. And there's already filamentary details popping up inside of these. Dark nebula regions in this beautiful nebula ensorceling it. Tremendous. And then the butterfly itself almost looks 3D. Maybe I'm imagining things, but yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. What can you say about rasters? When they work, they work. Yeah. Whole Milky Way core is completely covered by trees for most of the summer. Yeah, same here, mate. I don't know if you can see on the Skycam. So down to the bottom where the observatory wall is, right next to where it says Pete's Cam. That's kind of the gap between there and the neighbouring roof house. Neighbouring house's roof, if I could talk. That's the gap that I've got to capture the eagle and the triffid and things like that. So it's a tight one, but it is doable for short periods. Covered the scope, clouds again. Oh no, sorry to hear it, Casey. Stan says, Chuck gets mad at me when I suggest he changes things in sharp cap. I'm with you now. That's what we were talking about before then. If it works, it works. Yeah. Default Windows is a file name length limit. Yes, it does, doesn't it? 255 characters or something like that. Well remembered. Used to run at 300 second subs, but lately gone down to 180s. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, mate. If you're getting the signal you need, go for it. I would need a whole night to get that. Oh man, it's like I say, it's just the speed of the raster. It is honestly, it's cheat codes. It's absolutely mad. Just picked up a Hyperstar Deep Space Astro. Oh mate, congratulations on that one. Just waiting on a camera adapter from Stargazing now. Nice one. What camera for the Sky camera? Asks Fruity Records. It is a Reolink CX410. You can pick them up on Amazon for about £70 or that kind of way on. That sort of thing. And I think it does a pretty good job, all things considered. It's not as good as a dedicated, all Sky camera. But does the job, and I can plug it into a stream easily. I think most importantly, that's people asked for me to do that kind of thing, so here we are. We've got it set up, and it's pretty good. Oh crikey, Mark, great live stream, Luke. Thanks for the show. Raster is amazing kit. Thanks for the company. While I've been fettling with my new gear this weekend, grabbing an hour on the Crescent too. Oh yes, fantastic, mate. Well, cheers to you. Cheers to you indeed, and thank you, everybody, actually, for all of your support tonight. And I'm sorry if I've missed any messages and things like that. I really have done my best to keep up, but it's been actually such a popular live stream tonight. It really has been a challenge reading fast enough, you know what I mean? What a nice problem to have. Just cut down a row of trees in your backyard. Let me finally photograph the Milky Way core. I have been considering trimming back those conifers a little bit, but there is some little fledgling birds and stuff at the minute, so I don't want to do anything while they're still nesting. You know what I mean? Need the Astro chainsaw to get a better view. You're not kidding, mate. Yeah. If you bump into them personally, they'll make you feel like the most important person on the planet. Have a great night. Yep, thank you again, Ghost, by the way, for your support, and again for your kind offer, mate. If I ever find myself out that way, I'm sure I'll hit you up, mate. That's really cool. Awesome. Well, we've hit about 6 minutes on this stack now, guys. Soon to be 7. And I think as dawn is well and truly starting to break now, you can probably see the brightening on the left-hand side of Pete's cam. Over there, we should probably call this shortly. So I'll just say, as always, thank you very much indeed for spending your time with me this evening. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed myself. Hopefully you've enjoyed a bit of sky hopping, you know what I mean? Seeing a bunch of different targets all in one session. It's always really nice. You know, I have probably more fun doing this than traditional astrophotography sometimes, especially when sharing it with you guys. So there is that. But yeah, like I say, the support tonight has been bloody phenomenal. Thank you all again. And sorry for any messages I've missed. Look after yourselves, chaps. And any ladies present as well, of course. And yeah, I will see you in future live streams and videos, of course. Yeah. And farewell to the cable, Damien. You're absolutely right, mate. I do need to order that. I've got to crack a beer, as I'd promised, and get a cable ordered. What a nice end to the session. Thanks very much indeed. Again, guys, yeah, look after yourselves, and we'll leave it at that. I would say I'd best get this roof pulled over. Yeah, thanks very much. And oh, sorry, before you stop, could you zoom in and pan around the image, Isaac? I will do that for you, my friend, no problem. Is that enough zoom, Isaac? Are you happy with that, mate? This is up at the top. You can see that filamentary nebula starting to develop right there, along with what looks to be the shadow of a wall of dust blocking some of that HA from coming through. There's a lot of dark nebulosity features in here, thick dust and things. Tremendous. A little bit of halos from that optilong filter on certain stars. Not always related to brightness. Interestingly, I found during a testing session with this thing, sometimes it's more the colour of the star. And down at the actual the butterfly itself. Look at that. Turned out absolutely fantastic. There really does appear to be some depth to those. I hope that's been okay for you, Isaac. And yeah, there you have it. How often do you do these? As often as I'm able, really, Don. So I need to get enough footage for my standard videos. But the nights outside of that, I do want to spend more time live streaming because it's just a ton of fun, basically. And what's not to enjoy? Yeah. Right, awesome. Thanks very much, guys, and look after yourselves. And thank you again. I really, really do appreciate you all. And yeah, that's about it. Catch you in a future one. Ta-ra.